Most men spend their lives chasing women with money, looks, or charm, believing that's the secret to attraction. But what if I told you the real key lies in understanding hidden psychological triggers? Triggers women themselves often aren't even aware of. Women, like men, are driven by subconscious desires, vulnerabilities, and emotional impulses they can't fully control. The problem? Most men never learn how to recognize or leverage them. Today, we're going deep into 10 hidden female psychological weaknesses, forces that, once you understand, will forever change how women respond to you. Let's dive in. 1. The irresistible power of emotional certainty. Women are emotional by nature. That doesn't mean they're unstable, it means their emotions drive much of their decision-making, especially in relationships. And one of their deepest subconscious cravings is emotional certainty. A woman wants a man whose emotions remain solid no matter the storm. Not just a source of passion or excitement, but a pillar of calm, stability, and strength. The man who remains unshaken when things go wrong becomes her refuge. If you're overly reactive, needy, or emotionally unstable, you communicate weakness. And a woman's subconscious instantly distances itself from weakness. She needs to feel safe in your presence. The moment she senses she's emotionally stronger than you, attraction dies. Your rule: embody stoic calm. When she's upset, stay cool. When life hits you, don't crumble. When challenges arise, handle them with quiet, steady confidence. The man who offers emotional certainty becomes a safe haven, a magnetic force women chase without fully understanding why. 2. Women are drawn to what they can't fully have. Human nature values scarcity. The rare, the unattainable, the uncertain, we crave what isn't easily obtained. And women are no different. A hidden weakness within women is their attraction to men they can't completely possess. If you're too available, too eager, or too obvious, you'll be appreciated, but not desired. The men women chase are those who create distance, mystery, and a sense of unpredictability. Men who reveal themselves slowly. Who maintain their independence. Who aren't easy to claim. Make her wonder. Be a man with his own life, his own mission, and his own standards. The moment a woman feels she's fully secured you, her interest starts to fade. Keep a piece of yourself just out of reach, and she'll never stop chasing. 3. The silent authority of voice and presence. One of the most underrated attraction triggers, a deep, steady voice and commanding presence. Studies confirm men with deeper voices are instinctively seen as more dominant and desirable. But it's not just about how you sound, it's how you exist in a room. A powerful man moves with intention. He doesn't fidget, doesn't rush, and meets the world's gaze without flinching. He speaks slowly, decisively, and acts like every word matters. Presence precedes words. Long before you speak, people feel your energy. Women are weak for men who radiate silent strength. Master your presence first, and watch how effortlessly you attract without needing to impress. 4. A man who can walk away owns the game. One of a woman's deepest subconscious fears is loss. The idea that she could be abandoned by a man she values triggers powerful emotions. Most men do the opposite when tension rises, they beg, chase, or try to over-explain. And every time you do, you lower your value. A man who walks away effortlessly communicates supreme confidence. He sends a clear, wordless message: I don't need you. I have options. My self-worth doesn't depend on your approval. That mindset is intoxicating. The man who refuses to tolerate disrespect or games and will calmly leave if necessary becomes a man she can't replace. Be willing to walk, and you'll never have to chase. 5. Purpose is a woman's greatest weakness. It isn't looks. It isn't money. It isn't charm. A woman's greatest weakness is a man with purpose. A man driven by something greater than himself, whether it's a business, a mission, a personal pursuit, radiates a magnetic energy no superficial trait can match. Most men make the fatal mistake of making a woman their purpose. They abandon their mission to orbit around her. Ironically, this suffocates attraction. Women don't want to be your mission. They want to be part of a man's bigger mission. When you have clear goals, unshakable discipline, and a vision for your life, women will crave to be near you, not to complete you, but to accompany your journey. 6. The paradox of controlled vulnerability. Vulnerability, when misused, is weakness. When controlled, it's powerful. Most men think women want them to be emotionally open all the time. False. While women do value connection, they despise emotional dependency. The key is selective vulnerability. Show emotion from a position of strength. Share your struggles after you've conquered them. Reveal personal truths gradually, not as pleas for validation, but as conscious choices. Your emotions should be like a deep ocean, calm on the surface, with powerful currents beneath. That balance makes you irresistible. 7. Women are wired to test men. Most men don't realize it, but women subconsciously test men constantly. It's not cruelty, it's instinct. She'll challenge your opinions. She'll create small conflicts. She'll act distant. Not because she wants to upset you, but to see if you'll fold. These tests reveal your strength. A man who reacts emotionally fails. A man who remains calm, unfazed, and certain in himself passes. And the truth is this: women only test men they're attracted to. If she's testing you, it means she sees potential. Just don't disappoint her. 8. Confidence in the face of rejection is untouchable. Most men crumble under rejection. The few who embrace it with calm indifference become untouchable. A man who laughs off rejection radiates unshakable value. He doesn't beg, argue, or take it personally. Why? Because he knows rejection says nothing about his worth. The desperate man fears rejection because he believes he has no better options. The high-value man shrugs because he knows abundance is inevitable. Detach from outcome, maintain your frame, and women will sense your confidence, and chase it. 9. The magnetic pull of mystery: why women chase the unknown. There's a reason some men linger in a woman's mind long after he's left the room. It's not always about his looks. It's not always his words. Sometimes, most times, it's something deeper, more elusive. It's the mystery. The emotional enigma that surrounds him like smoke. Mystery is the invisible force that keeps a woman curious, intrigued, and invested. It's the spark that keeps her thoughts circling back to you, wondering who you really are. Wondering what you're thinking. Wondering what it is about you that feels so different. Predictability is the death of desire. When a woman knows what you're going to do before you do it, she stops engaging with you on an emotional level. The chase dies. The excitement dies. The pull fades. This doesn't mean you need to play games. Real mystery isn't about manipulation, it's about controlled unpredictability. It's about moving with such self-possession and purpose that no one, not even her, can quite figure you out. Here's how you create that kind of magnetic mystery. A. Don't be an open book. A high-value man doesn't dump his entire life story on the table. He doesn't overshare. He reveals himself slowly, layer by layer, like a story with plot twists. Each conversation leaves her wanting more. Every moment with you feels like a new discovery. When a woman feels like there's more to learn, she keeps coming back. She craves the next page. And the next. But if you hand her the whole book in the first chapter, the story ends before it even begins. B. Emotional control is king. One of the most powerful ways to stay mysterious is by mastering your emotions. Women pay close attention to emotional signals. Most men react predictably when they're upset, excited, jealous, or aroused. That predictability reveals weakness. But when you remain calm, when you smile in the face of drama, stay unfazed by her tests, and keep your energy steady. She can't figure you out. She wonders how you stay so composed. She senses that you know something she doesn't. That curiosity is intoxicating. See, response time matters. You don't need to reply instantly to every message. You don't need to explain why you didn't answer right away. A man who responds on his own time communicates value. He's busy, focused, unaffected by the pressure to always be available. This doesn't mean being rude or cold. It means having a life so rich and fulfilling that your time becomes sacred, and she respects that. It's the silence between the notes that makes the music. Learn to use that silence. D. Subtle signals, not overexposure. Say less. Let your actions speak louder than your words. When you do speak, make every word matter. Speak with depth, intention, and confidence. Don't explain everything. Don't always clarify what you mean. Let her wonder. Let her interpret. Let her fill in the blanks. The less she knows for sure, the more invested she becomes. The truth about female desire. Women don't fall for men who give them everything up front. They fall for the ones they can't quite figure out. The ones who leave subtle emotional fingerprints behind, but never the full handprint. Mystery keeps her invested. It keeps her imagination activated, and the imagination is where attraction grows wild. When she doesn't know what you'll do next, she has to pay attention. She has to stay curious. She has to chase. And that's exactly what you want. 10. The man who controls his desires controls the world. There's a silent war raging inside every man, the battle between desire and discipline. Every day, you're pulled in 1,000 directions. Lust. Temptation. Validation. Pleasure. The craving to be seen. The need to be wanted. The urge to chase, pursue, and conquer. Most men lose that war. They become slaves to their impulses. Controlled by women. Obsessed with approval. Addicted to quick rewards. And in doing so, they give away their power. But not the high-value man. The high-value man understands this truth: the man who controls his desires becomes untouchable. He's not controlled by lust. He doesn't chase just because a woman is beautiful. He doesn't sacrifice his mission for momentary satisfaction. He doesn't need validation to feel alive. And because of that, he becomes the most attractive kind of man alive. A. Self-control is the foundation of power. A man who can control his impulses, sexual, emotional, or ego-based, instantly stands out in today's world. He's rare. He's dangerous. He's in demand. Most men fold the moment a woman gives them attention. They abandon their standards. They lower their values. They trade their power for a single night or a few kind words. But when you stand firm, when you say no more than you say yes, you become something she's never seen before. A man who respects himself more than he desires her. That's power. That's strength. That's irresistible. B. High standards make you magnetic. Stop giving your time and energy to anyone who asks for it. Start choosing women based on your standards, not your desires. What does she bring to your life? Does she support your mission? Is she grounded, loyal, emotionally mature? Or is she just beautiful? A man who falls for beauty alone will always be manipulated by it. But a man who demands more than looks, who seeks character, depth, and loyalty, is a man women can't play with. Raise your standards, and watch how fast women try to rise to meet them. C. Purpose over pleasure. Your mission must always come first. Before the date. Before the romance. Before the compliments and flattery. When a man is consumed by his purpose, he becomes magnetic without even trying. His energy shifts. His priorities sharpen. His presence becomes undeniable. And the irony? The less you chase women, the more they chase you. Why? Because you're operating at a level most men can't reach. You're not trying to impress, you're trying to build. You're not seeking approval, you're shaping your legacy. That focus is rare. And women crave that energy. Not because you're ignoring them, but because you've chosen something greater. That's the kind of man she wants to stand beside. The man with vision. The man who knows where he's going, with or without her. Women respect what you can walk away from. If you want to test a man's strength, don't look at what he pursues. Look at what he refuses to chase. A man who can walk away from beauty, from drama, from temporary pleasure, is a man who cannot be controlled. And women, whether they admit it or not, respect that deeply. When you stop chasing, you stop giving away your value. You stop begging. You stop trying to prove yourself. And you start to attract women who see your worth before you even speak. They're not drawn to what you do for them. They're drawn to who you are when you do nothing at all. Become the man she can't resist, because you don't need her. This is the paradox: the less you need a woman, the more she feels pulled to you. When you live by discipline instead of impulse. When you lead with purpose instead of lust. When you hold your ground instead of chasing validation. You become the kind of man who isn't just wanted, you're needed. And not because you begged. Not because you manipulated. But because you became the one thing women rarely find. A man who doesn't just look strong, he is strong. Final thoughts: the power of mastery. You don't attract women by faking confidence, reciting lines, or playing games. You attract women by becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to try. The man who controls his emotions, who protects his energy, who guards his time, and who walks in purpose. That man becomes a force. And forces don't chase. They draw things in. So ask yourself. Are you ruled by your desires, or do you rule them? Are you predictable, or mysterious? Do you need her validation, or are you your own source of power? Master these truths, and women won't just be interested in you. They'll be obsessed.